So picture this. My boss tells me straight to my face that I'm being restructured out of a job. And he's doing this while he is literally using my life's work to close a $50 million deal. He actually laughed when he handed me the pink slip, called me an expensive relic. Well, he was about to find out exactly what happens when you underestimate the one person who built the entire system from the ground up. And that right there was his fatal mistake. See, he looked at me and saw a line item on a budget. He didn't see the architect holding all the blueprints. He was about to get a very hard lesson that some keys, the master keys, you just never get back. So who was this so-called expensive relic? Well, he was the lead systems architect over at Thorn Logistics, and for 12 long years, this wasn't just a job for him. Nope, it was his mission. I mean, just look at that background. You've got 12 years of pure loyalty, all built on a foundation of 6 years in the military. Now that's the kind of mindset that doesn't just build systems, it builds fortresses. We're talking discipline, precision, and absolutely bulletproof logic. And the value he brought to the table? Oh, wasn't some theoretical number on a spreadsheet. A single optimization he made to the company's global routes saved them $4 million every single year. This guy wasn't just an employee, he was a walking, talking profit center. But of course, every story of betrayal needs a villain. And right on cue, in walks Mr. Sterling, the new chief operating officer, a self-proclaimed visionary whose vision was pointed at a very, very different prize. And that was really the heart of it, wasn't it? Sterling didn't see a legacy he needed to build, he saw a piggy bank he wanted to smash open. To him, all that beautiful efficiency the architect created, that was just a tool to make himself rich before he walked out the door. The contrast here is just, wow, it's stark. On one side, you have 12 years of pure value creation, and on the other, you've got a guy who waltzes in, steals the proprietary Zenith algorithm, cooks the books, and then has the nerve to fire the very person whose brain he's trying to sell. It's a classic corporate raid, right from the inside. And that was the reward for over a decade of dedicated service. Not a thank you, not a severance package, nothing. Just the cold, humiliating walk to the exit, treated like a criminal by the very company he had spent years protecting. But this is where that military discipline really kicks back in. Because when you build a fortress, you always build a failsafe. Sterling thought he was just firing an employee. What he actually did was arm a protocol he didn't even know existed. And this right here, this just shows you Sterling's sheer arrogance. He was so technically clueless that it never even occurred to him to revoke the architect's physical hardware tokens. We're talking the highest level admin keys to the entire network. I mean, the man could barely use an iPad. You really think he was thinking about server level permissions? Not a chance. The plan itself was just elegant, beautiful in its simplicity. See, this wasn't about destruction, it was about exposure. All he had to do was wait for that perfect moment when Sterling is up there bragging to investors, and then from miles away, use those keys to flip a switch. A switch that would blow right past his phony numbers and display the raw, ugly truth for everyone in that room to see. And so we arrive at the climax. The boardroom is packed with investors. Sterling is up at the podium, just soaking in the glow of his revolutionary algorithm. He has absolutely no idea that his entire career is about to be permanently deleted. And then, bam, this number appears on every single screen in the room. Not the $4 million in savings, oh no. The $4 million that Sterling had personally embezzled and funneled directly into his own offshore accounts. The symmetry is just brutal. The exact same amount the architect had saved the company. And this wasn't just an accusation or some rumor. This was raw data. We're talking immutable logs, digital receipts, just undeniable, irrefutable proof, broadcast for the very people Sterling was desperately trying to lie to. The fallout was, as you can imagine, immediate. The smug visionary went from red-faced to ghost white in a nanosecond. While the boardroom just erupted into chaos, federal agents were already waiting for him down by the lobby elevators. This wasn't just a career-ending move, it was a life-ending one. And there it is, the final checkmate. It was a perfect, technically precise, and absolutely devastating move that Sterling never ever saw coming, because he couldn't even begin to comprehend the world he was trying to conquer. So after the smoke cleared from a career being literally deleted in real time, the final outcome was, let's just say, absolute. The justice here was pretty comprehensive. Sterling, he's currently serving a 10-year sentence for corporate fraud. Thorn Logistics was saved, and predictably, they begged the architect to come back. His answer? A very firm no. Instead, he started his own consulting firm, and yeah, business is booming. It's such a powerful reminder. If you undervalue the people who actually build your foundation, you do it at your own peril. It might take a while, but the truth, especially in a system that's built on pure logic, will always, always find a way to come out. So that leaves us with the final question. If you were faced with that level of betrayal, what would you have done? Would you have hit the button on that poison pill, or would you have just walked away and tried to start over? Let me know what you think.